Next up, we have Straight Through the Snowtide from the Genshin Impact Song of the Welkin Moon Outside It Is Growing Dark soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis, excuse me. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, what happens if we reach 10,000 before Christmas 2025? The gaming channel. How to request songs if you're not on the live stream. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers, updated disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitared, so please keep that in mind. With that, let's do this. Straight Through the Snowtide. Let's go. Chris, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. How you doing? Okay, so we start with what sounded to be like a reed pipe, giving us our initial melody, our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from, with some vocals. I think it was some throat singing there, giving us an initial drone. Then we switch over to some percussion, giving us this very nice medieval folk-sounding thing, and then we have the piano now giving us the repeated version of the motif. Let's see where it goes. Back to this variation. Okay, so what we're doing over here is a very big call and response. So call and response, and on top of that, we're doing a little bit of, not really canonic imitation, but we're doing a little bit of variation, right? So call and response, you can hear it right now. We have, and it's not throat singing, it's just very low basses there. We're having first the, what sounds to be a reed pipe, giving us that initial melody with the drones. Then we switch over to the percussions and whatnot, giving us that variation of the melody. Then we go back to the reed pipe and the new version of the melody. Then we have the piano giving us a version, a development of that version. So we're going back and forth, call, response, musical conversation. Let's see where this goes. Game, welcome to play. How you doing? And we're adding more elements every time. So now we add an extra flute. So each repetition, we're adding a few extra layers. We're adding some harmonies to this, like, you know, we're making these melodies going in parallel, that kind of stuff. So we're just increasing the scale of this whole thing. Harmonies for harmonization, right? So harmonization, which the full name would be counterpoint parallel motion. So counterpoint being the study of melodies, how they are, how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually in the context of two or more at the same time. And counterpoint is usually measured in motion. There's three main types. There's parallel, there is similar, and there's contrary. So contrary motion is basically you have one melody going one way, the other melody going the opposite direction. Very simple, straightforward. Similar motion is both melodies are kind of doing the same thing, kind of going the same direction, but not entirely. I use always this example, right? So you can hear both melodies are kind of doing the same thing. They're kind of going the same direction, but not entirely. And then parallel motion. Both melodies are doing the exact same thing, just from a different starting point. So we're doing this, we're adding a bunch of these, we're adding some counterpoint, we're adding a flute now to the reed pipe, and we're having this, like, two sides of the same coin kind of thing. It's really cool. Let's see where it goes. We're adding some extra plucked strings there. Now we have the piano, the flute that we were having, which sounds kind of like a, maybe not a tin whistle, but like a wooden flute, you know, a folk kind of flute. Very, very lovely sound to it. We have now the piano engaging in some arpeggios. Arpeggio is when you play a chord one note at a time, right? So for example, here is C major, here it is arpeggiated. And you can do it in any order that you want, right? that kind of thing. We're having that while we have the bossy. Bossy is your cellos and double basses. So bossy is cello plus double basses, engaging in what is called pizzicato. Pizzicato is when you take an instrument that would otherwise have a bow, such as a cello or a double bass. As you can see over here, the person playing needs to lean the instrument and then you use the bow, is when instead of using the bow, you engage in pizzicato, which means to pluck the string. This is very common in double basses. It's very, very common in double bass to then just pluck the string instead. Let me just open the image over here so that you can see that it allows basically the same position. You're just plucking the string instead of using the bow. So we're having that going on to give us that rhythm, similar rhythm to the drums that we were doing before. It could be both cellos and double basses doing the being the bossy, or it could be just the double basses. Let me hear a bit more. Let's see where it goes. I think it's the bossy. We move. So we move the melody over. We are now engaging in orchestration. Orchestration or instrumentation is the art of assigning the right parts of the music to the right instruments, often for the right sound, the right texture, sometimes even for the right psychological response. So we're having this going on, like, welcome to the How you doing? So we're having this, we move the melody from, first we move the melody from the reed pipe to the flute, now from the flute to the violins, and we're having another plucked string happen. Let me hear a bit more. We bring some orchestra, some percussion, and we bring in a French horn to give us a counter melody going on over here. The French horn being this insanely beautiful instrument, as you can see, quite different from a trumpet or a trombone. Trumpets, usually, you know, the bell is pointing forwards. The bass is same with the trombones. Even the tuba, you know, the bell is pointing upwards and even forwards. The French horn, it's pointing downwards, backwards, and sideways, and to even hold it, you have to stick your hand into the bell itself. That mellows out the sound, that gives it a much more royal kind of sound, kind of timbre. Very, very lovely, very epic in that sense as well. Let's see where it goes. Trumpets! So, as you heard, we did a massive build-up. We were aiming for that bang, like just breaking through, reaching that high note, and instead of doing a bombastic high note, we brought everything down, we made it quieter, we bring back the piano, doing that emotional whiplash that you get when you make a massive build-up. You are building up for something epic and bombastic, and you instead just give it that very small, soft resolution. You still hit that note, but it's just softer than everything else. It's just, mwah! Let's see where it goes. We bring back the flute. Variation. Variation, we bring a solo vocalist. Nice. Bringing what? Plucked strings. We're now having the cellos. We're now having the bossy acting, doubling the drums. Doubling being when you have more than one instrument doing the same thing at the same time, and you can hear it, giving us this very cool sense of motion. And the scale of this feels like you're in kind of like a town square, just watching a street performance with this instrumentation. Despite the orchestral elements being there, it's really well balanced. Let's see where it goes. It's really good. All right, developing. We're having some accents here and there. Call and response. Brief moment there. Oh, beautiful accents over there. And we bring it back down. Violins and piano. New version. Piano engaging in syncopation, by the way. Syncopation is when you play against the beat. As right now you can hear the violins are doing that pop, 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 while the piano is playing against that rhythm. So you can be syncopation or you can be on beat, right? And right now the piano is engaging in syncopation, giving us another variation of this beautiful motif. Let's see where it goes. Glissando from the harp. We bring in the flutes. Harmonized, counterpoint, parallel motion. We bring in either a reed pipe or even a moninkur. That's not a moninkur, that's a hurdy-gurdy. That's a hurdy-gurdy. Hurdy-gurdy being this very beautiful instrument over here. One of the more peculiar ones. And the way you can tell it's a hurdy-gurdy is that you can hear the keys being hit. You can hear the keys being hit on it. That's how you can tell it's a hurdy-gurdy. Because these keys you have to press fairly hard. And so you're going to hear the clicking a lot. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful. One of my favorite Celtic instruments out there. Celtic, Gaelic, folk in general. Extremely expensive instruments. And basically, it's a string that then you use this crank for to use this rotating. Basically, it's a rotating bow, and you use it for that. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sound. So now we're bringing in the Celtic sound, the Gaelic sound, with the hurdy-gurdy. Let's see where it goes. We bring back the drones. So yeah, that's the. Now we bring back the reed pipe with the hurdy-gurdy. We're now more orchestration, more doublings. Bit of variation there. Holding those notes high. Nice. And I love that every time. I love how the Genshin composers often use the harp glissando as a transitionary tool. Or a nickel harpa could be. A glissando is a slide, right? So if you look at a harp, you can see the design. Basically, a glissando is you just take the finger, strings, and then just move it. You hit all the strings as you go. With the piano, of course, you can do something like that with the white keys. That kind of thing. Guitars, you can have that. You can have, there's multi instruments, you can have a glissando. And of course, we're using the harp here to indicate a change. Every time we're changing, we keep bringing the intensity down, giving this sense of breathing and intensity. Like we're really going tension, release, which is what you're supposed to do in music. And every time it's like going through some sort of town and watching the different street performers kind of thing, each of them doing their own version of everything. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Let's see where it goes. Oh, we bring some fiddles in. Ooh. Okay, so we bring in a fiddle. Fiddle being the one instrument that is quantum. Because as you can see over here, this instrument right here can be either a fiddle or a violin. And you only know which one it is until after it's been played. So we're having that right now. We're having a fiddle being played. Is usually when you play it in the more folky country way that it's a fiddle. And when you play it in a more classical context, it is a violin. And it looks like we're switching back and forth between fiddle and violin for some of these. Of course, right now we have a solo fiddle. Let's see where it goes. Flutes there. Flute solo. Nice. And we have throat singing now in the background. So yeah, right now, on top of doing the swapping things around, we're also bringing different solos. Basically giving the rotating ensemble kind of solos, where you go from one instrument to another and each of them gets a solo. We are doing this just here, and it's just changing the environment. It feels like a change of environment every time. And once again, when you're making music, you want to keep a careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much familiarity, too much repetition, too much of the same thing, you risk boring the listener, they tune out. Too much repetition too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. There is one universal exception: solos. As long as it sounds cool enough and it fits enough, you can get away with pretty much anything that you want. And of course, we're doing variations of the motif still within the solo. So it helps balance things out a lot. And just, yeah, this is brilliantly orchestrated. Let's see where it goes. And we're having the throat singing in the background, still the accompaniment. Beautiful up and down flutes. Hurdy-gurdy again. And we're also having, I think that's a lute. I think that's a lute in the back. Might be a lute, might be a lyre, maybe? I think it might be a lute. I think it might be a lute in the higher register, maybe even a mandolin. Maybe even a mandolin. We're having this one doing some arpeggios high up. Really cool, really beautifully orchestrated. And I love how we're switching from the big scale to the small scale so quickly. Let's just see where it goes. Got 1 minute left. Piano is also going in. Harp again. Solo vocalist. And we're bringing the orchestra back in. Call and response between the vocals and the flute going back and forth. Beautiful accents over there. And modulation! Modulation, we switch which set of chords we are doing, otherwise known as the key signature. It shifts everything. It makes you feel like you've gone from one step to another step. Of course, this one is direct modulation, which is kind of the point. We were in key number 1, now we're in key number 2. No transition, no nothing. It was 1, now it's 2, and now we've stepped things up. Really, let's just see where it goes. Counter melodies from... Now we're bringing everybody in. Everybody's in. And... Oh, we bring all of the Gaelic folk instruments playing a tutti. All of them are doing a tutti. So a tutti is when you have everybody playing the same thing at the same time. It's a universal doubling. So we're bringing all of the folk instruments and we're having that small ensemble, all of them playing variation of the motif. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. Let's see how it ends. Escalation from the brass. Glorious trumpets. High notes. Break it down with the folk instruments. Oh, false ending. To build up for one more high note, a false ending, and then we do the high note ending. What a journey that was. I feel like I just went through an entire portside town. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. There you have it. That was straight through the Snowtide from the Genshin Impact Song of the Welkin Moon Outside It Is Growing Dark soundtrack. Incredible. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas 2025, which not very likely at this point, still possible, just not very likely. If it somehow happens, on top of doing the audiobook fan fiction thing that I promised, I will also be playing a single video game of the choice of the community, whatever y'all vote for within terms of servers, of course, and we'll dedicate some after shows, maybe even a couple full streams to that alone. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alt accounting, no rat behaviors like that. Go share the videos, the streams with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, go share these with everybody that you know. Also use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that. Linked in the description. Go join the Discord. Not just because of that, but yeah, also for that. Artists on YouTube or otherwise musicians, this is an open invitation. If you want any of my musical skills for any of your projects, whether it is my guitars, Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, whatever it is, reach out, let me know, let's work together, let's make stuff, right? And if you're in the audience and you know somebody that could benefit from any of them, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone, please do not spam anyone, be cool about things, don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So be become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions on how to request. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time, at least at the time we're recording. We go live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you do not live in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. Link down below in the description. So if you live in Fort Cuapel and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch. They're both linked in the description. And it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Recorded live on stream during the main show, during the after show, and then the recordings go here. Link down below in the description, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. Straight through the Snowtide. Genshin Impact never disappoints, dude. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.